See, the reason why I like covering Baltimore is that y'all show lots of love. I don't receive as much hate, and I appreciate that. Shout out to B-More. I'll be out there spring or summer, so get with me. Now, this fella from B-More was doing things Jay-Z, Kanye West, and Drake talk about in their raps. The fashion, the watches, the real estate, the hustle. Welcome to Members Only, and tonight we're covering Garnett Smith, aka Mr. Big. See, Smith was always a hustler. It all started at the age of 12. Even though he was spoiled and got everything he wanted, it was just something about having your own money. He would begin to mow lawns, rake leaves, and shovel snow. Now, I don't know anything about raking leaves, but I used to be happy when it snowed to go out and make some money. Nowadays, I don't see no kids at all outside. But since 12, he looked at life as a hustle. Now, as a youngin', he had behavior problems, and as a kid, he ended up being expelled. Now, and if you want to fast forward some time, he ended up dropping out of high school and getting his GED. He would attend college but quit because he was hustling at that time. He didn't want to mix them together. With his money, he would travel a lot and found himself in Los Angeles often. He was feeling the environment, way different from Baltimore, and it offered many opportunities. One opportunity was a better plug. He wasn't satisfied with the quality of snow he was already receiving. In 2010, he gained access to a connect with higher quality product. Now, Mr. Big did things a little bit different. He moved the product by stashing it inside hidden compartments and luxury vehicles on the car carriers. He learned to mastermind the scheme by watching a documentary, Cocaine Cowboys. He found a trucking company that provided car carriers and cop vehicles equipped with insuspicious stash spots and GPS jamming capabilities to be loaded onto them. Now, the carriers will haul the drug-stuffed cars to East Baltimore. Luxury apartments with gated garages were used to acquire and test the product. He will order the shipments while being in LA, fly back to B-More, meet the carrier, and take the delivery. In less than a year, he was able to make $10 million between 2010 and 2011. The feds estimated that using a car carrier, he orchestrated 18 shipments of 60 to 80 keys of coke purchased at $22,000 a clip and flipped for 10 grand profit apiece from Cali to B-More. Now, with that type of money, he would treat his passion for luxury cars. He would order cars from different states because B-More didn't have many dealerships during the time. When he traveled, he never rented a car. He had his car shipped to him. Now, that's different. He wanted to drive his own, stunting his own wheels. And he filled his garages with 19 luxury vehicles, including a Lamborghini Murcielago, Aston Martin, Maybach, and multiple motorcycles. Now, it wasn't just cars, it was homes also. He had real estate in Baltimore, Virginia, Cali, and Georgia. Now, his watch collection included masterpieces, Boutique Philippe's, Frank Mueller's, Audemars, Richard Mille's. He was rocking that stuff over a decade before rappers was talking about it. He would look out for his entourage also and spoil his whole team. He would help the less fortunate buy kids school clothes and school supplies, take them out to eat and to the movies. He would feed the homeless. Now, he would take trips to Dubai, London, spending 30 grand on one trip. High fashion, spending $300,000 with Gucci. He became a VIP client. They gift him a trip to Italy to see the Gucci Winter Collection fashion show. Tour around the Gucci factory. He became a VIP client with Louis Vuitton, spending over 500 grand with them. He was getting custom-made backpacks that were made for certain celebrities. He would get a tour at the top floor of the art gallery in Paris. October 2011, one of the carriers was stopped and searched in Arkansas. State troopers searched the cars on board and uncovered $2.3 million in cash that he was sending to his connect. After that, he laid low, purchased some property that was off the radar, and fell back from the hustle. Now, I'm guessing that $2.3 million had to come out of his pocket. I mean, the connect had to get his money, right? Now, a couple months later, he would get back into the game. I can't imagine how much his bills were every month, so, somebody had to pay for it on top of all his spending habits. But he would get back into the game, but this time, a different person was handling the shipments by the name of Antonio Johnson. And this time, they would use U.S. Postal Service because at that time, the mail you sent was protected under the 4th Amendment, and postal inspectors would need a warrant to check your package. Now, by this time, it was already too late. Smith and Johnson was already being watched at Smith's apartment. They watched Smith and Johnson ride around in a white FJ Cruiser. They saw Johnson sending 2 packages to LA to different addresses in Maryland. So the whole time the feds were building the case and put mail covers on the different addresses Johnson would send packages to. They even intercepted a package of 2 keys. September of 2012, the DEA stopped a carrier in Texas. They noticed a white FJ Cruiser, and a sniff dog led them to 4 keys of H in the roof. Now, they made sure the FJ made it back to Bmore. When the carrier made it to his destination 4 days later, Johnson picked up the FJ, driving it back to Baltimore. Now, Johnson would link with Smith, and when the feds received an electric signal that the hidden compartment was open, they swarmed in. They caught Smith red-handed with the key in his hands. Both men were arrested. Now, search warrants were executed on Smith residence. They seized jewelry, 19 vehicles, money counters, a bunch of shoes, and over $700,000 in cash, real estate and Bank of America accounts valued at $1 million. They raided his storage unit in Atlanta and seized $250,000 worth of shoes, belts, pants, and glasses. February of 2013, the indictments were handed down to Smith, Johnson, and the California associates. They were being charged in Maryland, Texas, and Cali. The fortitude of $20 million in assets connected to their endeavors was also called for in the indictment. Now, with all the evidence, Smith was looking at life in prison. October of 2013, he took a plea deal for the coke charges. He took responsibility for the interstate scheme that earned him $10 million by trafficking tons into Baltimore from 2010 to 2011. Now, instead of life, he copped out to 21 to 25 years and agreed to forfeit 3 properties in Baltimore, North Carolina, and Georgia, as well as 2 businesses. They also kept the cars, jewelry, clothes, which was worth $6.7 million. Now, shout out to all my subscribers and day ones. This was a nice piece on Garnett Smith. Now, to this day, he has about 10 more years left to do. Shout out to everyone that's standing tall during their time like men and women. Like the video, hit the comment, subscribe. If you're new, turn your notifications on. Shout out to my upper echelon members. I see y'all. Peace out. Enjoy y'all weekend.